Double the vaginas.
What would you watch on each half?
Ooh.
Can
You
you
have to-
split it?
You have to have a little like amateur and professional, a little contrast, a little juxtaposition, some interracial.
So you can appreciate
and
some quality.
yeah, some interracial and then some lesbian porn. You're like some real crazy juxtaposition. Like,
Wouldn't that be?
On
Gay
one side, you
lesbian
have
next to
gay
each other?
porn.
I don't know. You're
On the
just
other
getting all
side, you
crazy.
have lesbian porn.
Yeah. One
Well,
side you. One time you have hentai on one side and then the live action version on the other side. You're like, I didn't even know they did this.
welcome, everyone. Welcome back to Hard Reset, a Cold North production. I'm your host, Patrick the Law Morris. Joining me this week, we have gorgeous Ben Reynolds.
You could do that all in post production.
For real. Ben, you
Like,
might want
could
to...
just make it. You could make it look like it's like you like salsa shit. You could make it look like that movie, A Scanner Darkly.
Oh, yeah. A Scanner Darkly porn.
Ooh.
I feel like there's got to be a great...
They probably
Pun.
are.
There's a
Man,
market
for that.
out there for it. There's
For sure.
definitely a market out there. Pornhub, get on this.
All right. And
Give it free to all the people in the cruise in Japan that are quarantined.
oh no, they let that boat in.
Well, but Pornhub gave them free porn while they were stuck there.
So sick.
Which Pornhub always gives people free porn, so I don't know what they were like. But I guess
Probably-
apparently they gave them Pornhub Premium for free
Yeah.
or something like that.
Probably
while they
giving
were-
them Pornhub Premium, which honestly, I don't know what it is, but if I'm going to opt into a premium service of a free video uploader, I'm much more likely to opt into Pornhub Premium than YouTube Premium. Just saying.
Or
What's
just
the difference
why
between
pay for
YouTube
porn
Premium
in
and
general?
YouTube
And,
Premium, I think you watch
YouTube.
fewer ads and you can download videos and you can have videos like the audio play while your phone is locked.
what's? But isn't there like also like YouTube Music?
Yeah, I know. And there's also Google Music. As if
I
they're-
thought they were phasing out Google Music in favor of YouTube Music.
I feel like Google is constantly in a state of phasing out the old version and moving in the new version of any given service.
Fair enough.
AKA Stadia, your days are numbered.
You coming to an end. You done so.
And the effervescent Andrew Etchen.
Hello.
All right. Coming up on Hard Reset number 115, the DualShock 4 paddles are out. People are using them. That's kind of it on that. Apparently, this will be the year of Sonic. And our topic of the show. Oh, actually,
Sonic.
big movement over at Rockstar. And our topic of the show, console
These nuts.
console allegiances, not these nuts. But before we get to all that, I want to know what you guys have been playing this week. Ben, tell me what you've been playing.
I guess mostly the new map of Apex.
Yeah?
I've already got 4 season 4 wins.
Yeah, you're up to like getting a win every night almost.
I mean,
Damn.
me and Crispy and Ethan are not bad when we're all together, and we don't always get Ethan. So Crispy and I have been playing together a lot. I noticed that they brought back duos for Valentine's Day, so
Oh, that's
Crispy
cute.
and I may play some of that.
Is he
if,
going to be your
if Ethan's
Valentine?
not on. Who knows?
Oh shit! I forgot to
It
get a
lasts till the
girlfriend again.
18th.
It lasts till the 18th?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds pretty cool. I like duos in Apex. I like how Apex was getting all weird with it recently, with like third person mode, night mode, going back to the old good map mode.
The night mode was also the old map.
Yeah.
Was the same as that, but the competitive season that's going to start halfway, like because they're splitting the season into 2 competitive seasons or ranked seasons, and the second ranked season is going to be on the old map.
Oh, okay. Very cool. I really think that it would work to their advantage to just have both maps in circulation at the same time and just like randomly get like you randomly
Based
drop
on
onto either.
server performance, I don't think that's viable.
You just want them to stick to one.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure. Based on the fact that their server is just not very stable, I don't think that they could manage to do that necessarily. I mean, I think I guess they had they had both going during the soiree, the grand soiree, because you could play the old map as the soiree events, and then you could play like the ranked in the new map, and you could just play normal Apex in the new map. And the soiree event was like a third mode, and that's like how the duos is, but the duos will be duos on the new map instead of duos on the old map.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. I really like the new map, and I like that they are adopting or it seems like they're making changes more frequent so far in this year.
I mean, admittedly, I haven't played enough of the new map to really get to know it, so my opinion isn't valid on this one. But I do like that I feel like they're being much more active with it than even like Fortnite. So than Epic is being with Fortnite, which is insane because Epic is just constantly updating Fortnite. But I think that, well, first of all, I prefer Apex to Fortnite. I really like Apex a lot. And I think that they're still on the rise, which is good because the game is more than a year old now.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, and they're adding new mechanics with new heroes and stuff, and
new mechanics with with the map, with the vault and whatnot. That's really fucking cool.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that was added as soon as they added the new map. But I mean, I think like adding new mechanics like the new characters is cooler. Yeah. Like now with I'm blanking on what the guy who they just launched last week.
The unkillable one.
Yeah. But Crispy and I were talking about that, and we were like, oh man, if we find that dude, we should not use the unkillable thing, and I should just set gas traps around it, and then we should go find the people and kill them, so that then instantly when they come back, they just step on my gas traps and get killed again.
Oh man, that's pretty funny. Yeah, no, yeah. I like Apex a lot, and I'm not great at it, so I really enjoy watching Ben play, and Ben has been streaming a lot more lately. And
yeah, so, it's like I suck at this, so I want to see someone who can actually.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm enjoying it vicariously by watching Ben play.
I'm only okay. Like I'm really not that good. Like the other night, Crispy and I were playing with a dude, and I just kept after I got knocked out. Crispy and I kept playing with him, or just stayed in the match, and I just streamed him because the dude was fucking hella good. And when you start I just watched I've been watching some other people's streams a little bit. And yeah, it's pretty impressive what some people can do on that game. Like, people are just, they can move around in ways that you don't really necessarily expect them to.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I mean, it's a really good game for both casuals and competitive. Hats off to Apex. It's a really good game. So, Andrew, tell me what you've been playing.
Well, not Apex, but I sort of tried out like a couple or two different games. I played over the other week. I got Moonlighter on my Switch, and I really, really have been enjoying it. I'm about halfway through it right now, but I absolutely love this sort of loop that the game has of you go into these dungeons, you slay monsters, you get random loot sort of things, and then you go back into the town, and during the sort of day you sell it all, and you have to price it all out yourself and kind of figure out all the proper like pricing to sell things for to get the most for your money, and it's very addicting. But more the thing I want to talk about is the other day I decided to get A Plague Tale: Innocence
Oh, okay.
because it was only like half off.
That's like the
and
rat
it was-
one, right?
Yeah, and I love it. I think it's incredible. It's very, very much like a game like Hellblade or The Order. Like it's a very, very, very heavily story-driven game that has some like pretty simple puzzles, but it's mostly because like you're wanting to like continue the story.
Yeah.
But it's very, very visceral and interesting, and the story of the game is very strange, and it sort of puts this oddly like occult, like Christian occult twist on the plague.
Okay.
And so it's very interesting. I would really recommend it. It's not a very long game. It's not very like gameplay heavy. It's it's a story game, and it's with like 16 chapters, like, and each and each chapter will probably take like an hour and a half or something to play. And if you like a game that really is like heavily based around just like like a story to experience and not like a gameplay heavy game that to get stuck up in, I think it would like it.
That's my kind of game. So
Yeah, I would recommend it. I think you should definitely get it. If you haven't, Hellblade 2 is like very, very similar.
yeah, I think that because Hellblade is on Game Pass, and
Hellblade's really good.
I think we're going to be doing that one for our new podcast, Game Pass Anonymous.
Yeah, Hellblade is of those sorts of The Order, all those games, they're just like they're very linear, but Hellblade specifically is cool if you play it with like surround sound headphones, because the game is meant to mimic schizophrenia.
Oof.
And it's very interesting having really intense surround sound headphones, and you constantly while you're playing you're hearing voices like all around you in different places, and like weird whispers and stuff, and then all the voices of things are like heavily guttural, and that's a crazy game. It's kind of stressful to play.
So Andrew, how do you think that you'll be handling playing Hellblade 2?
I actually hadn't really even known that there was a Hellblade 2 until someone at work mentioned it to me the other day, and I haven't seen anything about it or what it is.
There's a trailer.
I'll go ahead and watch it, because the first one was more of a story, and I think they told me that the second one is going to be more of like a game, like an actual like,
I don't know,
or maybe it's just a continuation of the story.
Yeah.
But the story didn't exactly have a spot to continue from.
Microsoft bought Ninja Theory, and so it's exclusive to the Xbox.
Well, I guess that dream's dead.
All right. Well, I personally, I played through Metal Gear Solid 2 again this weekend. I just felt like getting back into some Metal Gear Solid, and that game is really good. I enjoyed it more the first time I played it. It gets really, really long-winded at the end. Like
in Metal Gear Solid
2. And
yeah.
yeah, it gets really
that's the Metal Gear Solid with Metal Gear Ray, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Metal Gear Ray and Arsenal Gear.
And oh man, I remember all those like final boss fights.
Oh my god.
Why are there so goddamn many of them?
Yeah. It's like kill 5 Metal Gear Rays, and it's like, what?
With this
Come on.
rocket launcher, you're like, what? Hasn't one been like the whole point of the game?
Like, I'm a dude with a pistol. Come on. But yeah, no, so Metal Gear Solid 2, still very good. Story is still awesome. I would say that I don't know. It's like gameplay wise, I like it more than Phantom Pain, but story wise, I would say I prefer Phantom Pain. So story wise, I would say it's probably my least favorite Metal Gear. No,
Ugh,
Peace Walker.
I hate Phantom Pain.
Peace Walker. I'm not crazy about Peace Walker. But
I like
anyways,
3. Snake Eater.
3 is the best one. 3 is a top 5 game of all time for me.
I've played that game so many times.
Oh, yeah. It's a great game. But anyways, now it's time for the News It Now.
The news show. It's the news show. We are now a news show, so we bring you news.
I love that in that jingle at the very beginning, you hear Ben go, the news show. You like hear him like inhale. All right. So, DualShock 4 paddles. They released on January 23rd. It's been a while since we've done the show. Reviews are coming out, and it's not really like, it's kind of what we expected. It's not really setting the world on fire. It's kind of just like, here's an
like, cool.
option. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
I wouldn't say a majority of players are bumper jumpers.
I mean, I'm all about the bumper jumper, and I'm all about paddles too. I love paddles. But I think that kind of points to like what we were saying previously about the attachment really just being about forwards compatibility for the DualShock 4. Basically.
Definitely.
Yeah.
To get you ready.
And I mean, Ben,
Just get your anus prepared.
Ben, you've been all about the Series 2, the Elite Series 2 controller on the Xbox, and like that one is forwards compatible.
Funny for me though, because like honestly, like I mean, I'm sure like once games start actually like forcing you to use the paddles more, but like Apex, I use them, but like in 2K, I literally have to take them off because like I accidentally hit shit with them, and I don't want to hit them, and so it's like I can't.
Why are you passing?
Yeah, I just can't have them on. Like it's not fun with them on. So yeah,
Not sufficient.
But like that's, and then I mean, I'm
Makes
sure
you
if I had
hate life.
if I had learned to play 2K with only a controller if I really forced myself to learn how to play 2K with the paddles, then like I could do it. But right now it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, this is not worth it. Like this is not worth the frustration.
Yeah, it's hard to like relearn games. So games that you already know how to play, it's hard to relearn them with paddles. But
yeah.
Like I learned Apex with paddles, and so I can't really play Apex without paddles. But like Metal Gear, I was just annoyed by the paddles all weekend. So I definitely hear what you're saying, Ben, and especially with as much 2K as you've played. Like,
yeah, like Chris and I started a season together the other day, or a franchise, or like a dynasty together, essentially where we each control a team, and we essentially just play the games where we play against each other, and we were playing in one, and like I was beating him, and then like I was up pretty well, and then after like I like accidentally hit, I think I accidentally bounced past something, and it didn't even fuck up, but I was just like, oh fuck, that was because of the bumper, the paddle.
Yeah.
And I immediately just paused it, and I was like, I'm taking these off.
Yeah,
He was
definitely.
like, what? I was like, I know I didn't fuck up, but I just accidentally passed there and had no intention of it, and like I don't want that to happen in a very critical moment. And he was
yeah,
like,
that
oh,
could be really
that makes
bad.
sense. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah. So Ben, you mentioned something that I kind of want to get both of you guys' take on. Ben, you said that you think that it could be something you would use more often when they force you to use it. And so like moving into the next generation on like the DualShock 5 when it has paddles, and obviously Microsoft is going to continue to utilize the series, the Elite controllers. Do you guys think that paddles are ever going to become their own independent buttons, or do you think that they'll always just be remappable face buttons?
I don't know. That's hard to say.
Because adding 4 buttons to the controller and say like move the utilization of the face buttons onto the paddles, then that could give you 4 buttons for like things that you really don't do that often.
The black and white buttons on
It's possible.
on the OG Xbox controller.
Well, those buttons got moved to the top, so those buttons became bumpers.
Yeah, I know, but that's
Yeah.
I mean, essentially, yeah, like because I would like honestly, I would prefer a game because I think that's part like when I play Apex, part of me still just reaches for X because it says press X to open the crate.
Yeah.
And my brain is like, X is on the front of the controller, you know?
Yeah,
And like,
I guess button prompts for paddles would be huge.
yeah. And so I don't know. And it's hard to know where they would go with that.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I like paddles a lot. Honestly, I kind of want to buy this DualShock 5 attachment or this DualShock 4 attachment just because I think it's going to be a collector's item someday. It's silly, but like when the Xbox One S came out, Microsoft had a program where if you verified your serial number for your original Xbox One with Kinect, they would mail you an adapter. Like you had to verify your serial number for both the original and the Xbox One S. They would mail you an adapter to adapt your Kinect into your Xbox One S for free.
And then they abandoned Kinect entirely.
They abandoned Kinect entirely, and inherently they abandoned that adapter entirely. And now that adapter is like insanely collectible. So
Really?
it's just a stupid little thing. But like I kind of see that happening with these paddle attachments, and so I'm kind of like, I might get it. Plus I like paddles, so win-win.
Jin.
Andrew, do you think they're ever going to become just independent buttons?
I think it's definitely possible because there's certainly things like, I mean, the HOTAS joysticks that just have all these additional sort of things on top of the other stuff. So it's like it wouldn't be out of, it wouldn't be unreal to have them basically be considered all the face buttons, all the normal buttons, and then the bumpers would just be categorized as additional ones that might show up under like add-on controls or something that people add to games, and then that way it just adds 4 extra buttons. But I don't think it's going to be something right off the bat because I think most people are only going to have controls set for stuff. But I don't really know what the hardware for that kind of thing is, if it's as simple as just saying like, no, these just count as different buttons.
Yeah, I guess a lot of it does lie in software. And then you bring up another good question because you mentioned 4. So the Xbox Series, the Elite Series controllers have 4 paddles, but you do have the option to use 2, or just 1 or whatever. But the attachment for the DualShock 4 is just 2 paddles. Do you guys think the DualShock 5 will just have two paddles, or do you think it'll be 4?
I think it could probably just be 4. Like,
I don't know.
If it just was sort of split up like that, like 2, essentially it would be 2 paddles, but cut down the middle so that it turns into 4 paddles.
Well, and that's essentially what Microsoft did. But like, I think if they're releasing this attachment for forwards compatibility, that says to me that the DualShock 5 is only going to have 2 paddles, 1 on each side.
But it's also gonna have a screen.
Hopefully, yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. I don't know. Maybe I'll buy one. But anyways, next up, apparently it's the year of Sonic. Sega announced on
the movie comes out Friday.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay.
I kind of want to go see it.
I kind of want to see it too. I mean, I'm not going to pay to go see it in theaters, but like, I'll watch it when it comes out. I'll just
wait until it comes out on Netflix in like a week.
I'll watch it when one of the guys that shares Gabe's Movies Anywhere inevitably buys it. So, but no, so Sega announced on January 20th that 2020 will be the year of Sonic. And on the 20th of every month, they'll have new Sonic news.
What does that even mean?
I don't know, but they kicked
what's
off
Sonic news. Like, what is Sonic news? Who cares? Like,
that's kind of what I wanted to ask you guys is like, what kind of
like
announcements do you think
instead,
they're going to
just
make?
on the day someone posts like a Twitter thing which just goes, "Yo, Sonic's blue, y'all." That's all it is. Sonic news out.
Like, I think that this could lead to a couple of, like, maybe a couple new Sonic games.
Something like that. Maybe Sega's gonna have a new system.
Ooh. Dreamcast 2, baby.
I think I could see it.
I mean, that would be a major move for Sega, but also the Genesis Mini has been very well received. So
when I was in Mexico, they were still selling a Sega Genesis inside this random store, and I was like this close to buying it.
like the actual old
Yeah.
Sega Genesis.
Yeah, the
Was
old
it
Sega Genesis, still in box and everything, and it was
Really?
like, it was like several hundred pesos or something like that. I don't
Several
remember
hundred
how much.
pesos is like $20.
I know. I don't remember why. I just decided like, nah, I don't need that. And then like I remember leaving and thinking, there was one in that case. I should have fucking bought that thing. Like,
Yeah, if it's
I
in
sold that to
box.
someone. Go back in customs, and they're like, "Do you have anything to claim?" And I'm like,
Pat would have bought it from you.
I wouldn't have bought it because I'm not into Sega, but I bet Tim would have.
"Be like, I bought a Sega Genesis."
Well, was it a Genesis or a Master Drive?
I don't know. It was the black one. I'm pretty sure it was the Genesis. I'm pretty
Well,
positive it was Genesis on
They
the
were the
box.
same, but Master Drive was Mega Drive, not Master Drive. It was Master System. Mega Drive was
I don't
the
know.
Japanese and European version of the
So it
Genesis.
was probably not that because it was in Mexico.
In Mexico, but I don't know if because
That's
it's-
North America.
right, okay, that's true. I was going to say it's split up in North America is considered a region, but I guess Mexico is considered North America, huh?
Yes, it is.
So yeah, it was probably a Genesis, but that's still sick. But yeah, so do you guys think that there's going to be like new Sonic games? Maybe Sonic Mania 2?
I don't know.
Hopefully a
I would
Sonic
actually kinda be
porno?
into a 3D Sonic.
Sonic porno with the original Sonic movie Sonic?
Or maybe like a weird, like kind of cell shaded Scanner Darkly Sonic.
We're back to Scanner Darkly. Yeah, no, I don't know. Do you guys, is there anything that could be Sonic news that could excite you guys?
Sonic Batarang?
Sonic Batarang.
That's just an upgrade in Arkham Asylum.
Now you're just reading things that you're seeing on your screen.
Yes. All right. So yeah, none of us are excited for Sonic because Sonic games suck.
But Ben Schwartz is pretty funny, so
Ben Schwartz is pretty funny. No, I don't like Sonic games, but I do like those trailers. I kind of want to see that movie. Because you know who's even funnier than Ben Schwartz? Jim Carrey.
Yim Carrey.
Big moves at Rockstar.
What are they talking about?
Longtime Rockstar veteran Dan Houser has announced that he will be leaving Rockstar. And
To go and focus on its true passion,
which is
Scanner Darkly porn.
juggling.
Scanner Darkly porn. No,
Its true
so
passion of Fireploy.
So Dan Houser has been with Rockstar since before they were Rockstars, since they were DMA Designs, and he was working on their biggest projects all the way back to Race and Chase, which eventually became Grand Theft Auto. So I mean, he's been instrumental in some of the biggest video games of all time. So like Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Red Dead Redemption, Grand Theft Auto 5, Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, they have had Dan Houser at the helm for 20 plus years.
Isn't he in his 50s now?
I'm not sure. Let's look it up. But he's
40s or 50s.
Yeah, I mean he's not young. And he's I don't know. I mean, do you guys think that this is going to be a problem for Rockstar moving forward, or do you think that he's like groomed people to kind of be able to fill those roles?
I think they'll be fine.
He is about 46 years old, says Google.
Fair enough. But yeah, I think they'll be fine. I mean, it's not like he's the only person who was there from that time.
He wasn't even the only Houser brother who was there from that time. Sam Houser is sticking around.
Exactly. So I think they'll be fine.
I think they will be too. And I don't think that Dan Houser, being who he is and how dedicated he was to Rockstar and their projects, I don't think that he would leave without having established things, like without having set them up for success moving forward without him. And I know that we've like discussed it on this show a lot. So what do you guys think is gonna be Rockstar's next game?
I mean, it seems like it's probably going to be GTA 6 based on
if they just keep it going.
Like all things
we could use another one.
That.
Yeah. I mean, there is the like the thing that's kind of in my mind, not mine, like the thing that I think might be holding GTA 6 back is just the unbelievable success of GTA 5. Because if GTA 5 is still making money, it's like, why end a good thing and take the risk of trying to replace it when you don't have to?
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. I hope it's GTA 6 because I would love a GTA 6. But do you think maybe they'll, like, with Dan Houser gone, maybe they'll go back to, like, more smaller projects like Smuggler's Run 3 or Bully 2?
Ooh, Bully 2. I would love another Bully game.
I know
that
a
game
lot of
is
people
so
would
fun.
like to see another Bully game, but I just don't.
Yeah, they'd probably go for GTA just because it's more profitable.
Yeah, like Bully is probably one of like even like less successful than like LA Noire and stuff like that.
I guess that's
true.
true.
That it hasn't been remastered.
It was remastered though.
It was?
Yeah, it was remastered and released on the 360 and the PS3.
I thought it came out on the 360.
No, it came out on the Xbox and the PS2. And then they even made a special edition for the Wii, where you got to beat kids up with the Wiimote and the nunchuck.
Oh yeah! Oh my god!
And they re-released the PS2 version on the PS4. So every now and then Rockstar games go on sale on PSN, and you can buy Bully for like $8 if you're ever looking to play Bully.
Lies!
Wow.
What?
That was loud.
It was
you calling?
released on Xbox 360, PlayStation 2, and Wii. So that's weird.
Oh, that is weird. I thought it came out on PS3 and Xbox.
Yeah, so it must have originally come out on PS2.
And then they re-released it on 360.
Yeah.
That's really weird that they would jump from...
Yeah, so it was released on October 17th, 2006 for PS2, and then a remastered version of the game and subtitled The Scholarship Edition was developed at Mad Duck Software and was released on March 4th, 2008 for Xbox 360 and Wii.
Huh.
And in October of 2008 for Microsoft Windows. and it was available on PS4 on the 22nd of March in 2016.
Interesting.
Anniversary Edition was released on Android and iOS in 2016 also.
I have heard that the Scholarship Edition, the one on 360, is like insanely packed to the gills full of content.
I wonder if it's backwards compatible.
That would be pretty cool.
I remember watching JT Singh's brother play the Scholarship Edition on Xbox 360 for a while and being like, oh, well, this looks more robust than the PlayStation version that I played.
Nice. I mean,
yeah,
might be worth looking into.
It's true.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I think that we're all in agreement that Rockstar's probably going to be fine. And
yeah,
they're probably making GTA 6.
Yeah. Like, especially based on those, that dude who did capture work for GTA 5 and has done a ton of capture work for them in the past.
Yeah.
Put out, like, pictures of him capturing with, like, a bunch of different guns.
Yeah, that's true. And then there have been a bunch of leaks about like what it's going to contain and whatnot. So
yeah, South America, baby.
Because it's a lot like Red Dead Redemption 2. Like they didn't talk about it and they kept it a pretty good secret. But it's like we all knew they were making a Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it sounds like this is going to be fucking South America. Cocaine, well, actually multiple different time periods. I think some of it in the cocaine 80s.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I really want from a GTA game is I just want to see them, like, I want one of the player characters to be a dirty cop and not like
that would be an interesting side that they haven't really ever done.
Right. Not like the Samuel L. Jackson character from San Andreas that's just like straight,
Tenpenny.
Tenpenny. That's been dirty for like years. But like a cop that's like pushed, and into desperation and like is like just starting out as like going dirty and experimenting.
Fuck that. Only if it's a fucking detective, because it would be fucking boring as shit if you're just like beat cop in it. Fucking like that would. If you're a detective, I still don't think I'd like that very much.
I like the idea, but I'm sure they're working on GTA 6, and I'm sure they're going to be fine.
Yeah, well, and that's because like it sounds like it's going to be multiple cities, like flying back and forth from South America to like I've heard Liberty City and Vice City will probably be involved.
Nice. And
then some South American city probably, or like maybe like a kind of someplace where you'll go to get drugs.
Well, and that doesn't surprise me after what they did with Red Dead Redemption 2, going to Guarma or is it Guarma? Whatever the island was called.
Mm-hmm.
And then like going back. So doesn't surprise me. But now it's time for the topic of the show. All right, topic of the show, console allegiances. So I don't know if you guys have heard, but there's gonna be a new PlayStation and a new Xbox this year. And I thought it would be a good time for us to discuss console allegiances because two of us are fairly console agnostic, fairly platform agnostic. We don't really care. But one of us seems to be pretty diehard in one direction.
Mm-hmm.
So ultimately, where do you guys think console allegiances come from? Like, where does that, Andrew, since you seem to really have it, why?
Mine's probably stemmed from my brother when I was younger. Like, my brother bought the PlayStation, and like the PS2 was the kind of the first thing we had. And then I later on actually bought a PS1, or I got one actually given to me by a friend. And I don't know, it's just like PlayStation was just what we always had in the beginning, and I always loved it. Also, when Xbox first came out, their controllers were fucking garbage. So it's like they had those gigantic fucking frisbee controller like
The
things
Duke.
like yeah, those massive ones. So just in the beginning, not until I think the 360 came out did it kind of even compare in my mind. And by that
Bro,
time, I already
You
had
can
a
get a
PS2 and all
PlayStation
that.
controller with a fucking fan in it.
PlayStation controller with a fan in it.
He's got you there. Nintendo.
Well,
the
I don't have
GameCube-
sweaty hands, so I don't know. That's just not a personal problem for me.
You can't tell me you were a 12-year-old that didn't have hands that sweat.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, how what are we talking here? Like, I definitely didn't think I needed a fan in my controller.
But when you have one,
But
it's
I've
sick.
Have you
I've seen
ever
people who
played
sweat
video
more.
games with a controller with a fan in it? Because it is fucking nice, bro. It's like controllers
Yeah, but you
floating
gotta-
in your hand.
Yeah, but you got to play Xbox. That's the worst part.
I like Xbox.
I don't know. At this point, it's more of just a fun fad to be one side or the other. I also just don't have the money to buy two different consoles. Like,
But you have the money to pay for an iPhone all the way without making any payments.
goddamn right I do. I spend my money how I want.
Fucking money bags over here. Richie
really
rich.
I'm really not.
Um,
But I don't know. It's more. I think at this point, it's more just like a funny thing to say that I'm a PlayStation loyalist. But for me, it is true. Like, I have absolutely no interest or plan to buy
an Xbox ever.
an Xbox. Really, like, unless I don't know, unless someone literally was to like give me one for a birthday gift or something. I don't think I would ever buy one. But if someone gave me one, I'd be like, oh fuck yeah. But like, I don't need like another console. Like,
Oh man, honestly though, you're missing out. Like Xbox is pretty awesome.
am I? No, I'm
Game
just
Pass, bro.
Game Pass is like a game changer. $10 a month, and you get access. What the fuck? Come on, $10 a month, and you get access to 250 games, and you can download as many of them as you want and play them as much as you want.
I don't know. I already have plenty of stuff to play. At a certain point, I need to be realistic with myself and be like, I have a lot of stuff to play. I don't need
Yeah,
to
but
like
how much did you spend on all of that?
free. It's like at this point, I have so many of those PlayStation Plus like free games they've gave
Yeah, but
away, and
how
I've
many of those
never-
do you actually want to play?
many of them actually. But I'm very lazy, and typically I download them while I'm already in the middle of playing something else.
3 really cool ones this month, by the way.
Bioshock
Bioshock.
Collection,
Awesome. Sims 4, addicting.
lame.
No, definitely download it, dude. It's crazy.
Ugh.
And Firewall Zero Hour.
Yeah, I haven't tried Firewall out yet, but I thought, ooh, free VR game.
I'm gonna download it for sure.
Isn't it going to be free VR games every month now?
They haven't confirmed that, but like I love that idea since they
like, one of
dropped
them
the
would always do
PlayStation
one.
3 and the PlayStation Vita ones. It's like give us a VR game every month.
Yeah, 3 games with one being a VR game. I would love that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So Ben, if you had to like say this is the camp I fall in, which one would you say you're with?
Xbox, because the people who I actually game with play on Xbox.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's very similar reason over here. least- Was.
I don't know. It's tough because I just go back and forth so much. I would say
I know. I mean, I really like like PlayStation has better exclusives for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But you play Xbox.
I play Xbox more because my friends and for me, gaming is a pretty social thing. Like I enjoy getting on and playing games with other people, and so like the friends who I enjoy playing with are often on Xbox, and so yeah.
Which is why you're there.
Mm-hmm.
I when I think that for me, it's like where the decision really happened was when, was in the 6th generation. Like I always buy the Nintendo, and that's a given. Is I'm always going to get the Nintendo. But when I decided to go with the Xbox over the PlayStation 2, it was like, even though I had a PS3, I still have a PS3, and I always get them all, but for some reason I just identify with Xbox because of that choice that I made when I was like 10, 11.
Yeah.
I just,
Isn't that why we're all loyalists? It's because of the decision that you make, maybe for like the first one that you yourself buy with your own money or something.
Well, that's I mean, I had built PCs, and then I remember we got a Mac laptop when I was in high school, and like I was like kind of in charge of it. And then ever since I had that Mac laptop, I've just never
never got
had
back to
any
PC.
desire really to go back to a PC.
Yeah. I mean, for me personally with PC, it's like they're fucking advertising to you in the start bar. Like, I'm not gonna pay for an OS and then get advertisements baked into the OS.
Yeah, and
Well,
paying
especially
like
when I
as
already
much as a
deal with
console
that on
for
my
any like
Xbox.
upgrades to your thing.
Yeah. What were you saying, Ben?
Especially when I already get that on my Xbox.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that drives me insane. So
I do not understand the PC gaming world. I understand how amazing it can look, but the people who sort of obsess over like the graphics and like wait like 8 extra months just to like play a game, and I'm just like, I don't know, is it really that worth it? I
Yeah.
fucking don't think so. Like, are you kidding me?
It's like,
You're spending
I'll
like an
pass.
extra several $100s on like a new graphics card so you can see some fucking digital like clouds. Walk outside if you want to see some fucking HD clouds, you bitch. Like, God.
and that's like, I think that's something about, because Andrew, that's like the PC crowd and the PC loyalists is something I hadn't even thought about in preparing for this conversation. But like,
It's like, you do you, but at the same time, fuck all of you.
well, I just, I think that I totally understand Xbox loyalty, because if I had to choose one, as much as I love my PS4 and as much as I legitimately think PS4 is better. I prefer my PS4. I still
prefer sitting
think
on a
that
couch too and like lounging when I play.
I
a game. There's no
still-
comfortable way to play a mouse and keyboard.
I still think that I fall into the Xbox camp. And so, of course, I understand the Xbox loyalists. And absolutely, I understand the PlayStation loyalists, because, Ben, like you said, the exclusives they're just hands down better. And like Nintendo, obviously, it's like there's some people that are just enchanted by those types of games. But the PC loyalists, that's one that I just don't get. It's like, Andrew, like you said, like a cloud looking that much better is like, is it
Should
worth
he ever
waiting?
listen to this, and I doubt he will, my brother is an extreme PC loyalist, and it to this day, just like I do not understand it, and it angers me on an unreasonable level.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I just don't get it.
Pisses me off like a weird level, and I'm like, you have this weird like superiority complex, but like you're really late to the party, like kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, how long did they have to wait for Grand Theft Auto 5?
Or Red Dead even. I'm just like,
Yeah,
is it
they had to
really
wait
that
a year
worth
for
it?
Red Dead.
So, I mean, there are more.
Or even Grand Theft Auto 3.
Okay.
Grand Theft Auto 3 came out like fucking after it came out, like a while after it came out on, I think, Xbox, even on PC.
Yeah,
It's like, if you ask me, being an exclusive like PC master race person, like you're just shooting yourself in the foot and saying that it's a new shoe. Like
okay,
I
so
will say that the first time my parents had a friend who was super, super into building computers, and he had like a really, really, really nice rig. And I remember he got Grand Theft Auto 3, and he was like, "You want to see something cool?" one time, and he took me down and showed me it on his
it sounds
badass
like he's going to
PC.
show you his penis.
No, that would
kind of.
have been inappropriate.
It's a form of their penis. I
But,
swear it's all of their energy is
fucking
measured by their
looked
fucking
incredible. Like, I
FPS.
mean, that looked better than Grand Theft Auto 3. Well, fucking that game, they stopped. No, that game's still supported, but there's a lot of games that they stopped supporting on Mac OS, which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
The thing that
No, actually,
I
Grand
know
Theft Auto San Andreas is no longer supported on Mac OS.
like the thing that I sort of take away from it is like when I first play a PlayStation game, it can be like really crazy graphics. Even a game like Horizon, actually, like Horizon Zero Dawn, like the graphics were just very, I thought like, wow, it's like every time like really, really beautiful. But like once you're sitting and you're playing it, you're playing the game. You're not spending every second looking at the textures of the damn trees, grass. So you wait all this time to play it on your fancy PC with the highest graphics, and you're only going to really spend like 5 minutes ogling at it before you just fucking play the game and stop actually paying any attention to that. So
Exactly.
like it's just like it's just such a it wouldn't bother me. It's like vegans. It's like it wouldn't bother me if you didn't shove it down my fucking throat. Like, but otherwise you do, and I fucking hate you for it. Like,
PS4 Pro?
huh?
Why'd you get a PS4 Pro?
Because it improves his experience. I actually so I have this this explanation down. It's because it improves the experience while not compromising the, first to the party, right? So it makes the games, I'm still getting the benefits of a console, but it makes them look better. And so
And
like
the reason
if
I
I
bought
can
a
have them
PS4
look
Pro
better,
is just
I
'cause
want them
It
to.
was a fancy one.
If I can, oh yeah, you got it because you got a super awesome one. But like if they can look better for me, I would like that. But like, I'm not gonna let that be. I'm not gonna force myself to wait. So like, for example, Horizon came out like 3 years ago this month or 3 years ago next month, and there's rumors now that Horizon might be coming to PC this summer. And it's like 3.5 years later, you're going to play Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah,
But that's a PlayStation exclusive, so you were probably never expecting to play that on PC. So if you do get to, it's just a kind of a cool bonus.
Yeah, I guess that's a fair point.
But the thing is, I mean, it's like with like kind of going back to the Pro argument. The Pro has a little bit better hardware and stuff, so it runs things a little smoother. But like a computer, you can spend $500 on a graphics card alone, then maybe have to spend another $1,000 on like some other thing that will help it run more smoothly, or some hard drives or drivers or something. And it's kind of just like to me, it just feels like a money pit.
It absolutely is a money pit. As someone who has I'm not interested in PC gaming, but I just like hardware as almost like a hobby to follow hardware. And so I really like PC hardware. And so Andrew, it's funny that you said $500 on a graphics card alone, because an RTX 2080 Ti,
they're like $2,800 or something. Don't they
well,
get like
that's
some
like
of those
a Quadro.
Some of those pieces of hardware are like as much as
yeah,
like
so
a chunk of my car. I'm
a
like,
2080 Ti is like the top end consumer graphics card from Nvidia, and they're like $1,250, like $1,250 just for a graphics card. And there's people like Dom,
and that doesn't just guarantee it's going to work. You have to have other stuff to make sure that doesn't like overclock and your fucking shit doesn't, your like motherboard doesn't set on fire.
Drivers or like whatever. And it's like, I don't want to have to tinker. That's my thing with PC gaming is like, I don't want to have to tinker.
That's why I like the consoles. All the tinkering's already been done.
Yeah, it just
put
works.
the new stuff in and it works, and I don't have to worry about it breaking because one of the most. You know what turned me off PC gaming was when I was a kid. I got Half-Life 2 at the store, and I was so happy. And I went home, and I was like, maybe it'll work. And our shitty little Dell computer couldn't even fucking turn it on. And I was like, wow, I just wasted my like $30 that me as a 15, 10 or not whatever 12-year-old kid makes in like a month and a half,
Well,
like, on a game that didn't work.
You should have probably just
checked the system requirements on
That's
the
true.
game.
That
but
is
I
on
was
you.
12, so I didn't
At 12,
fucking know.
I was
building
checking
my own
system
PC,
requirements when I was 12.
and I knew system requirements.
I don't know. It's at the same. It was very frustrating. I was like, when I go and I buy
The
a
first
PlayStation
time that
game,
ever
I put it in
happened to
and
me
it fucking runs. That's
was-
what matters to me.
I was I was like 8, and I bought I convinced my grandma to buy me an expansion pack for Flight Simulator, not knowing that you needed to have Flight Simulator. And I don't know why I even wanted a flight simulation game, but I was like 8. And so I got home and I did.
But
and
I was
found
8.
out I needed to have the normal Flight Simulator to be able to use the one that I had gotten as an 8-year-old.
Oh,
And then I remembered looking up that there was the full version of the game, and then that was the moment that I found out about system requirements, because I looked up if the computer would be able to run it, and it wouldn't have been able to. And so I was
Yeah.
like,
see,
damn.
computers
Yeah,
are just
I was
straight up
8.
disappointing.
Yeah, no,
Computers are just disappointing. Like,
but so I don't understand the PC
but it's also
loyalists.
just a comfort. It's
But-
just a comfort thing for me. I like sitting on the couch and lounging and playing a game. I don't think
I-
sitting on slouched over my computer with a mouse and keyboard is all that comfortable. Even with a nice gaming chair, it's still like you're still leaning over. Unless you're like that guy from the South Park meme and you just have your keyboard on your fat belly and you're just like
Yeah. So PC loyalists are something I don't really understand. But then I think that, like, when you choose a platform, it's essentially it is basically like when we're kids, right? We have to pick one, and we're constantly trying to justify the reason why the one we picked is the best. And
Oh
so,
yeah, I
like,
remember having arguments with kids back in the day for that reason alone. They'd be like, "Xbox is better," and you'd be like, "All right, what's the good games?" And they'd rattle off like
Halo.
2. Yeah, they'd be like, "Halo." You'd be like, "Anything
I
else?"
mean, Halo is
That's
still
pretty- That was pretty much it.
Halo is still like one of the best exclusives of all time. But no, so I think that that's really where it comes from, is like we became so entrenched in that when we were children that it's something we carried with us into adulthood, and really for our benefit, we should probably try and shake off.
I mean, it's also just a budgeting thing. I ain't got that much fuck you money to just like buy 3 different consoles. Buying a Switch
Yeah, I
was,
think
was
I
a big
honestly
jump
have, like,
for me.
I think I have the least loyalty of anybody here, because like I'm the only reason I prefer Xbox is because that's where I play more with people socially. Like, and like, yeah, I'll admit that PlayStation has better exclusives, but the first console I owned was a PlayStation 2, and then after that I bought an
Yeah, I
Xbox
guess
360.
that's right.
And so it's like I don't know. I probably do have the least loyalty here. I am honestly about like trying to play games with my friends a lot, and so yeah, like
So that's why
that
you got
most of my-
Xbox.
yeah, exactly. My friend, and so I guess it's as a function of my friends' console loyalty in both of the people who I play with now, mostly it's like they both have Xbox loyalty, and so then I play more Xbox because of that.
So,
But
and-
like in college, when we played like a ton of Grand Theft Auto with like Nathan and Zach,
we were
we
playing on
played
PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Yeah, and Ben, I think it's interesting you point that out, because the first console you had was a PS2, and you had that in high school, and so it's like
Yeah.
you didn't
I
get
got
your
that
first
when I was,
console
like,
until high
16.
school when you were 16, and like you were
I think I was
past-
17 even.
yeah, you were past that age where you're like on the playground at recess, like yelling at your friends about, you know, your N64 being better than the PlayStation, and, you know, yelling at them about like, oh, you should
Mine's
not
better.
buy the PS2 because just wait for the Xbox. And like
At that
you didn't
point in time, I was playing on a PC.
Yeah.
Which I also seem like I hate I hate less than you guys do.
I don't hate PC gaming. I just don't understand
you guys are
loyalists.
just
I don't hate PC
guys are
gaming.
haters.
I hate PC gamers.
you guys are just-
Like,
Andrew is clearly the biggest hater. Patrick is the second biggest hater. I'm just like, do what you want, man. Do what you want.
you're like the dude, and I'm like Hitler.
So okay, so do what you want. What do you guys want to do as we come into this next gen? Because Andrew, I'm assuming you're going to get PS5,
I am.
and then
I'll probably get both. Initially, I was thinking I would get PS5 first, but I'm now starting to think Xbox Series S first or X first because of just things that they've said about it and like exactly what I'm saying. Like none of my friends who I play online with very much ever really play PlayStation. And so it kind of will probably be like the first PlayStation exclusive that I'm like, oh fuck, I really want to play that. That will make me be like, okay, well now it's time to go PS5.
well, and Ben, I think that the game changer for you on that was the backwards compatibility, because it was like if you're going to be the first one to get it, and especially with those friends that you play Xbox with, they're typically not as much on the like they don't adopt as quickly as
Ethan will, I'm sure.
yeah, Ethan will, but like some of your other friends, but like when they do adopt, you play with them a lot more, and so you're kind of alone in those first several months or a year or two. And so it's like the PlayStation 5 is going to be a better place to play alone, but that backwards compatibility, you're going to be able to play your Series X with your friends who are still on Xbox Ones. And so like I think that could be something that moved you over to the Series X over the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, that's definitely part of it.
I'm going to get both on day one. I can't control myself, and I'm going to do both on day one because why not? So,
Why not?
So anyways, that's all we've got for you guys tonight. If you liked what you heard, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a rating and review on whatever platform you found us on. You can see everything we do, including both of our podcasts. Our new podcast, Game Pass Anonymous, where we play Game Pass games and discuss them, over at coldnorthpro.com. We'll be back next week discussing whatever happens in the next 7 days. So until then, reset.
Reset.
Masturbate.
Scanner darkly.
But Scanner darkly.
Keanu Reeves.
Is.
Who else was in that movie?
I think Robert Downey Jr. was also, I believe. I think so.
What a man.
If I'm right, you owe me $5.
What a man, what a mighty good man.